Well, we just did a video talking about gloves, so now let's talk about leashes. A lot of contacts and questions about leashes. How do I make a leash? What do I use for leashes? So here we go, into the tracking drawer, and let's pull out some leash stuff so we can talk about leashes. Okay, there's Jaeger's harness, and I'm gonna set this down so we can talk about leashes. So we just went through gloves, black diamond gloves. There's a separate video on that. Again, most important thing communication wise to you is I got my hand, I got a leash connected to you, either collar or harness. So leashes, I make my own leashes out of kind of a hybrid of stuff. Some of them are made out of rock climbing thinner rope. Some are made out of cordage. There is a bit of a distinct difference when you make them out of cord, utility cord for rock climbing and ice climbing versus rope, like dry rope. And that's largely has to do with stiffness and how they deal with grit and conditions. So this is, as you can see, this is very stiff. Find the end of it here. You know, I can poke this out. This is 6mm utility cord. It's very stiff. So there's something called hand when it comes to rock climbing ropes, and that's how easy it folds over. So cordage is going to tend to be stiffer than rock rope. This is ice floss, rock climbing rope. You can see if I poke it out, it just flops over. So this is much easier in hand, easier to manipulate, make knots. So this is nice as far as handling, but sometimes I like the stiffer cordage because it doesn't want to whip when it goes around trees and brush. It doesn't want to whip around on itself and get caught on itself. So it's kind of a trade-off. This is a little easier in hand, a little fatter. This is like an 8mm. This is like a little thinner at 6. So if I go thinner, I like stiffer. If I go fatter, then I'm okay with you know, a little more loose. It's personal preference, doesn't really matter. I'll put some links down below to some different cords and some different rope, but I use dry rope made for ice climbing. It doesn't pick up a lot of debris. Often we're tracking in wet conditions, so it works pretty good. And then you can buy these in different lengths, you know, but like a 30-meter rope would be a standard rock climbing rope length, you know, and I can make 2 to 3 leashes out of that at 30-ish foot leashes. And I'll just tie, so when I make the leash, I'll use this one as an example, I'll just tie a double overhand at the end, and then I put this mini locking carabiner through it from Roughwear. So this is a very small but full strength carabiner. So you can see it's got a rating, a max weight rating of 550 kilograms. So it's not just a little toy trinket, hook your keys, but it's not very big. And I get these from a Roughwear. This is their Not a Leash leash. So it's a short leash, you know, just for pet use, nice handle. But this locking carabiner comes on this leash usually. So I pull it off, move it to my tracking leash, and then I'll usually put, this is a black diamond, this is mini wire, or it used to be called neutrinos. I think now they're called mini wires. And then I just put that on there. So if I want to hook it to Jaeger's collar and still use it like a normal leash, sit, good. I can around town, and it's totally fine. It doesn't need to be locking. Whereas when we're tracking, I really want that locking screw gate feature where now it can't open. So we're plowing through brush, we're doing stuff. It's usually hooked here on the back of his harness, and then I'll secure it. And I know he's not coming out of that. He's gonna have to get out of his harness to get detached, or this is gonna have to fail. But I don't have to worry about the gate of the carabiner inadvertently open and going through brush. It's very, very secure. So there you go. Buy the Roughwear Not a Leash by a Black Diamond or any rock climbing company, but Black Diamond is very good. I use their gloves, use their gear a lot. They make some smaller, lighter carabiners. You don't want the big, full size beaners. They're just heavy on the dog's neck. And swap them over. Sometimes I'll use some heat shrink once I tie the knot. That's just, there's a double overhand tied. Then sometimes I'll put a 2-part epoxy in there and heat shrink it, and I know the tag into the knot's not going to come undone. And there you go. You have a tracking leash that's extremely secure. Yeah, I said the word tracking, didn't I? I know. So he's very confused when I talk about these things and we don't go do it. But it's not that time of year. So there you go. A couple leash options. And if you have any questions or have particular cordage or rope you like, let me know. But this is what I use, and it works pretty good. So any other gear type questions y'all want to see, fire away, comment, and I'll do my best to respond to them or make new videos. Right? You like them? See ya. Yeah, we can go in now. Ready to go inside? Okay.